Hey, what's up? My name is Ollie, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about The Presence Process by Michael Brown. So, I just finished the full 10 weeks of this process yesterday, and I've had some time to reflect around what are some of the lessons and really deep insights that I've gotten from finishing this process. So, since it is a process that is 10 weeks, and the process itself is quite simple. It is quite simple in the sense that you don't have to overcomplicate things. So essentially how the process works is that you're spending time twice daily. You're spending time by sitting with yourself and breathing through the sensations in your body. So you're basically focusing on a mantra. So you're sitting down comfortably with your eyes closed and just finding a breathing pattern that works for you. And after you are doing that, you're really focusing to zone in on the present moment awareness. Because whenever you are present to the moment, you're also kind of peeling away off the onion, whatever is in your emotional body. So let's say you have a lot of anger in your body, like you're rather than just taking out that anger on something, you're instead using that to just let yourself be angry. Instead of taking it out on something, you're letting yourself be angry and just letting kind of letting that pressure cooker just get all the pressure out of it to let go of whatever is there. So one of the things that's really important about this process is just letting yourself feel whatever you're feeling, because one of the things I find really challenging about the process is just allowing yourself 100% to feel whatever you're feeling. Because whenever you're feeling angry or sad, or you're just feeling some kind of emotion that is not really, it might not be the most pleasant sensation, and it might be other people around you are noticing how your behavior is different and how you are changing. Because that's also what it will feel like when you're doing this kind of work and this process, is that it feels like you're getting worse. It feels like you're getting more anger. It feels like you might have more like getting deeper into depression, or like feeling basically more intense sensations. But instead, what is happening, since you're allowing yourself to feel everything that is you and everything that is happening around you, what is really happening is that since you are allowing yourself to encompass yourself and just be whoever it is that you are as a person, and you just, it's kind of like someone's been having the camera at you the entire time, and you just have to make that perfect Hollywood scene, and then just for a bit it takes a break, and the camera like shuts off or goes to the side, and you're just able to just I can just be myself like 100% completely. I'm just able to feel whatever it is that I'm feeling authentically at this moment. So I would say that that is real important. And the second thing is have an accountability group when doing this kind of work, because this kind of work of really tuning into the present moment, and it could be, I like to look at it like it is trauma work or energetic work. Like there's a lot of different labels you can really put on it, but essentially working on your emotional health and your emotional body. And since you're putting that much effort into it, it's one of the things that's really difficult to really really see how big of a difference it's going to make in the long term. Because in the beginning, like, you might be like everything else, like going to the gym, like you might be really motivated to start doing the process. Like you're excited, you're waking up in the morning, you're breathing, you're sitting through the process, you feel excited, you feel that kind of igniting sensation, like you feel motivation. But instead of just doing this kind of work when you're feeling good, which is also just a label, just whatever, whenever you feel good or feel bad, like it's just putting a label on it. But since when you're doing this kind of work with other people and you're keeping yourself accountable, or at least you're keeping each other accountable to the process, that is when you're going to see the real work. I it's kind of like comparing it to going to the gym. Like you can, when you're feeling really energetic and you just have a good day, you just feel emotionally stable, and you just go into the gym, you just like doing the curls and just, oh yeah, it feels really good. And it's kind of like the pain is good, and then you do this for a few days, and then comes the first day where it's like, I'm not really feeling like it today. I just came home from work. I'm kind of tired. I'm not really feeling like doing it today. And it is at those points where it is super crucial to actually go through with it. Because from my own experience, what has been the most impactful thing to do in this process is to have consistency. Because whenever you're doing something over time, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like peeling off layers of the onion. And it's kind of like sometimes you might even think to yourself, like, why am I not getting the results I want? Why am I not really able to dive deep into the trauma, or to the sensations you've been holding down for such a long time? It's because since you've been doing it for such a long time, and it's something that you have so much resistance and resentment towards doing, because it's so far out of your awareness. And you might think to yourself, not from logically but emotionally, like you feel like it's too much to handle at the time, so you just end up never touching it. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna clean my room tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do this whatever thing you've been putting off for a long period of time. And that's the same kind of thing we have here as well, because whatever you're feeling in your body, like most of the time you're not going to feel like doing this kind of work, because it's, first of all, it's painful, and it is something that it's gonna keep tricking you, and you're gonna keep seeing new things that you didn't really see that before, because what you were really focusing on before, it was, I just want to keep feeling good, which is great. It's great that you're feeling good, but when you're diving a lot deeper into shadow work, you're diving deeper into the things that is really running you. That's also the times when you're going to make the biggest amount of difference as well. So one of the huge things that I learned from the presence process is how big the difference is between reactive behavior versus responsive behavior. So on the one side, reactive behavior. One example would be if, yeah, a classic example, someone cutting you off in traffic. Someone's cutting you off in traffic, and you're swearing at the person, you're really angry, and it just feels like that person, or like the entire world, is conspiring against you. How you would handle that in responsive behavior is that it's not a big deal. Like it's probably just have his own problems. You're just laid back about it, and you don't make that big of a deal about it. So if you're freaking out over someone cutting in front of you in traffic, imagine some other examples in your life, like on a much bigger scale, like how is this really playing out? So what I noticed is, when I was really deep into the process, like I felt a lot of this reactive behavior. And the thing is, like, since you're becoming conscious of that behavior, it's not like it just suddenly showed up because you started the process. Like it has always been there. It's like the air conditioning or the refrigerator hum in the background of the room that you didn't pay attention to because your RAS, your reticular activation system, which is your selective focus, is suddenly just now starting to really focus on what is that. And since you are starting to become aware of what that really is, that means that now is actually just the first time you're able to really start diving a lot deeper into what it is, because the very first step is always awareness. Just being aware of it is a huge leap forward, because a lot of the time that's really the most challenging part, is to just have that awareness and see that behavior within yourself, and see how destructive it can be, like how it really impacts you and how it impacts the environment around you. So since you are really getting that awareness eventually from doing the process, I feel like it has a domino effect on all kind of behaviors around you, because since you are directly focusing on that reactive behavior, which can be the triggering, the things within you that are actually triggering you and causing you to really burst out with really intense emotional bursts. And once you have really figured out what these kind of things are, you don't need to figure it out what it is logically, but you need to really sit there and feel whatever is there. And I mean, it's really beneficial to feel, or like to understand logically what it is, or like which event, because that will happen when you're sitting with yourself deep in this process, is that a memory will pop up of some time where something really embarrassing or something that really angered or really hurt you. And it is only since you have that memory popping up that you're actually able to dive deeper into what it is that these sensations mean, and more specifically about how or like how these felt sensations are behaving in your body. So basically just sitting with whichever sensations are coming up at the time. So all in all, the 10 weeks of the presence process, this is the first full time I've been able to do this. The first time, this is technically my second time, but the first time I quit the process about 5 or 6 weeks into the process, because that's also the time when it started becoming really difficult. And just the fact of having that accountability and other people doing the process at the same time. So if you're going through with this process, I would really recommend you getting your own accountability group of people doing the process, and really figuring out, are those the kind of people you want to do the group with, like see how accountable they are. And once you've done that, it's really just really commit to the process, because really what Michael Brown talks about in the book is how difficult it really is to go through the process. Like it's not difficult, but it can definitely be challenging at times, depending on the intensity. I mean, it's all relative, whatever that experience you're getting from it. So all that kind of stuff. So I would really recommend you to do this process. If you feel like you can relate with anything I've said in this video, you've done the process, or let me know, and I'll be excited to talk with you, and see you guys soon. Peace out.